want to say welcome. Today is February 15th. Hope everybody had a great V Day yesterday, and I hope everybody, if they had an opportunity to be with their significant other, that they not only use yesterday as a foundation for how you should treat your significant other every day. With that said, let me get right into my topic today. And I know I'm a little bit late, so people may see it in a delayed process or in its recorded form, but I'm going to try to be as insightful and quick as possible. I don't want to be too quick because I want to make sure you get the information. But why did I come to the how did I get to the topic I'm going to talk about today? And first and foremost, let me say welcome to House Calls with yours truly, the one and only Dr. Rory T. Edwards. I am coming into your humble abode to share you information during the month of February 2024, which is Black History Month. And like I shared the other day on the show, for which I got this question that I'm going to ask today. Um, Black History Month started as Black History Week in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson. So it's really celebrating its 98th year, but it started off as Black History Week, and we've sort of evolved into a month. And now we have initiatives that are trying to eliminate the the importance of black contributions, not only to America, but to the world. And so let me get into my particular point. I was on a show and we sort of were talking about black culture and black individuals. And maybe I'm wrong, but what I took from it was that uh, I was asked, could hypothetically, if the world just all of a sudden went black, the world just had black people, how successful could we really be? Would we, based on what we see today or what we are fed today, would we survive? And sort of, I recall the answer was that we wouldn't make it past 5 years. Now, at the conclusion of their conversation, I had to sort of disagree a little bit. And what I did is I want to say is that there were systems put in place. There are still systems put in place that have caused us to be in the situation we are in. But my thought would be if we were in a society where it was just people of African descent, we wouldn't have the excuses anymore. We wouldn't have, well, I can't get ahead because the white man is blocking me, because all the things would be put in place would be black now. So you wouldn't have the excuses that I have to be twice as good to succeed, because you would be determining the outcome, right? You also would say, I can't get a job because they don't like me because I'm black. Well, you would now have the opportunity to create jobs. You would be the CEOs of organizations. You would be the entrepreneurs of organizations. And I watched a video yesterday by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, which said that uh, we didn't create ninjas. He said society created ninjas. And for all of you who don't know what ninjas are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It says society created ninjas. You know why? Because society put in stuff in place to give you the ability to be a buffoon, to give you the ability to be a coon, to give you the ability to believe that you're above the law. And then when they get tired of your antics, they snatch you up. And then they give you certain things, certain repercussions that then derail your life for the remainder of your life. And then you go around your entire life saying, I'm a victim. You're not a victim, you're a victim of your own choices. Because there's only two things in life that you don't have a choice in. Only two. And one was your day of birth and who birthed you, and your day of death and how you will die. And not really on the how you would die, just the day you would die. because sometimes your choices can lead you to a death that you see coming, and you can see it right in front of your face because of your choices. So, with that said, everything that happens within that 28,472 days that's deposited into your life account is your choice. And so I'm just asking the question, if, if one day, hypothetically, I may not be able to see it, but just one day, because it's very peculiar that the creator is still allowing people to have children. So there is some way or somehow that that he may be telling us that he's going to give us a little bit more time. But just say hypothetically again that it was a black world. What would it look like? Let me tell you why I know it could be successful. And again, I told you I got to put down my notes because when I jump on a topic, I'm not coming in here talking off my head out of anger with emotions attached to it. I'm talking from historical facts. So let me tell you a few things. There's a few things that we should be really serious about. Based on history, there were five towns that were all black that were flooded in areas for which some of us have lived, some of us do live, some of us have visited. I know for the first one, which I'm going to talk about, Oscarville, Georgia, was flooded and it was an all black town, and it's under Lake Lanier. Now I've been on Lake Lanier several times. Been in Lake Lanier, swimming in Lake Lanier, boating in Lake Lanier, having a real good time in Lake Lanier. And Oscarville, Georgia was an all black town that was evacuated to flood that town to create Lake Lanier. So let's talk about another one. It seems like it's Noah Lacqua. Now, from people from Alabama, I know you say things, your way. So it's Benson, Alabama. Benson, Alabama was also a black populated city that was flooded to create Lake Martin. Now, let's talk about a third one. Seneca Village in New York City, which was now Central Park. And so from 1840 to 1857, that was an all black town and was tore down for Central Park. So it wasn't flooded to become a lake, but it became Central Park, which we now know is one of the premier parks in the world. Now let's talk about Susana, Alabama, or Susana, Alabama, which also was an all black town that was flooded to create Lake Martin. And the other one was Vanport, Oregon. In 1948, they said Oregon was a very highly populated city, but most of the people from Vanport, Oregon, the men got what is it called? I want to say recruited. What is it called? Drafted into World War II, and so it was a port town that didn't have enough people. So a lot of people from the South migrated to Vanport, Oregon to get jobs. And then after the war ended, all of a sudden in 1948, this city became flooded. It's now called Delta Park. So if you're from Oregon or you visit Oregon, go there and see Delta Park. That was Vanport, Oregon. So we had the ability, we had the wherewithal, we had the cities, but the system didn't want us to advance. And the system used means by evacuating us, by attacking us, by burning down our cities to actually get rid of black populations that were doing good. So it's in our DNA. It's in our DNA. Let's talk about another thing that was also would a black country or black world be successful? Well, let's talk about all of the inventions. I know sometimes we go through little Black history programs in our school, in our churches, and we want to say that this person invented the stoplight, this person invented the broom, this person invented the hot comb. But we are recorded, this is recorded now. We are recorded to have invented over 50,000 inventions, and many, many more were stolen. And you know what's even funny when I talk about how we allow the narrative to dictate what we are. Even though we've invented over 50,000 inventions, we are still considered the lowest minority group to invent things. We are still the lowest. They said we've only accounted for 1% of the inventions. And we've been on this earth the longest. We've been on this country, in this country, the longest. We were in this country before anybody who you hear in school discovered North America. We were here over 10,000 years before they even got here or sailed here or the wind blew them this way. We were here. So when people say we would not be successful, many things that we use every day were invented by people of color, and many other things that were invented by a person of color that was stolen because when they presented their patent to the individuals, the person told them that they didn't have the right material and they stole it and they put their name on it. So let's talk about how we can definitely be a successful world if it happens. We have it in our DNA. I'm gonna keep saying that. And once again, you're listening to House Calls with your man, Dr. Rory T. Edwards, and we're just talking today about would an all black country be successful? Now, we know we all saw movies that were talking about some black towns that were raided and burned down. And the only two that most of us know about are Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood. But there were many more towns that we had that were um, very essential in the development of black growth. They had all the essential initiatives that that designed and created a successful community. And when the establishment saw that these people were thriving and they were doing better than them, what did they do? They put together mobs, they put together all kinds of different ways to run these people out and destroy and tear down their cities. So I'm not saying this for people to get angry and run out and do something to somebody. I just want you to know that you have it in your DNA and you got to stop thinking like you're a victim. Is that the white man is stopping you from doing anything? No, the system is stopping you from doing anything. But if you want to stop the system or if you want to stop the white man from doing anything, then be a part of the system. Be a part of the system and change the system. Stop complaining outside. Stop complaining outside. Put your name on the ballot. Put your name on the ballot. Get inside. And then when you get inside, close your pockets. Buy pockets with zippers so people don't put dollars in your pockets so you're bought. That's what's wrong with our politicians today. They're all bought. They run around, they smile, they want to kiss babies, and they want to get inside the building, and they want to have a closed mouth. You know what? Closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't eat. And closed mouths will be judged when the time is for you to be judged. Okay? So let me talk about the towns now that were all black cities in this world, in America, right? So Fort Moss, Florida, which I spoke about last week as one of the first developments that were settled by African descendants. In 1553, those individuals of Fort Moss, Florida, landed on the shores of Florida and also built um, what did I say last week? St. Augustine's, Florida. Okay, let's talk about another one. Now we know we talked about Rosewood, Florida. That was an all-black city. Seneca Village, New York City. Like I said, that was an all-black city until they came in and tore it down to build Central Park. Five Points District in New York City. Some of you know about the Five Points District. That was an all-black city too. All right. What's this? Weekville, New York. I don't know what Weekville, New York is, but somebody out there does know. So Weekville, New York was also an all-black city. Greenwood, Oklahoma was also an all-black city. We talked about Tulsa. We saw the movie about Tulsa. Um, Freedmen's Village in Virginia was an all-black city. Allensworth, California was all black. Freedman's Town in Texas, which is now called Houston, was also an all black city. David Bend, Mississippi, was all black. What is this called? I want to say it's Muchak, Muchakalik, Iowa. or Mucho Link, Iowa, or something. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm very intelligent, but sometimes I can't pronounce the words correctly. But that's what it was. Another one was Buxton, Iowa, which was all black. Another one was New Philadelphia the Third, that was all black. And two more, Pin Oak Colony in Illinois and Blackdom, New Mexico, were all black cities. All black cities. So when we talk about could we, if all of a sudden hypothetically again it turned all black, could we be successful? We've already been successful. There's been a system that's put in place to deny us our success. So you know what I did? This is what I did. I figured that when people start talking about things, the one thing that the biggest thing that people are talking about now is AI, artificial intelligence, which will be the intelligence of the future. And so what I did is I went on one of those AI sites. I went on Grammarly AI, and I said, let me see if how Grammarly AI think about if society all of a sudden turned black, would blacks be successful? Because if that's the information of the future, let's see how they think about us in the future. Has AI been infiltrated to change the narrative, to tell the narrative, to change the narrative about how we are or what we will be in the future? Let's see. So this is what I put in the question for AI: would an all-black country be successful? AI came back and said that let's reimagine a world centered around genuine inclusivity, leveraging strengths, intersectional ability, safety, and holistic systems approach, specifically within a society consisting solely of black individuals. This vision emphasizes collaboration, equity, and sustainability across all sectors of society. Now, let me tell you what those things were, what AI gave me. Let me tell you, I'm really excited about this. And I hope that you who are listening, watching, share this with your friends who are sitting around talking about we could never be anything because we don't know how to get along with one another. We would be forced to get along with one another. We would start celebrating each other's strengths instead of looking me up and down to find a weakness, right? We wouldn't be looking to impress others. We would be looking inside to impress ourselves and impress our creator. So let me tell you, economically, it says economic systems would be built on genuine and inclusive co-design and partnering, leveraging the diverse strengths and capacities of community. That's what the AI said about economy. Let's talk about education because we know education is the foundation of a thriving society. Let's talk about education. Education systems would adopt a whole system approach, ensuring that learning environments are intersectional and safe for all students. Curriculum development and pedagogical strategies would be co designed with students, educators, families, and communities, ensuring that they reflect the diverse experience and history of Black people globally. That's what it says about education. Let's talk about healthcare. Healthcare systems will prioritize genuine and inclusive co designs and partnerships with communities to address health disparities and ensure access to quality care for all. Hmm, things we don't have right now, right? But AI says it's going to happen in the future. So that must mean God has a plan for us. He does have a plan for us. You better stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Let's talk about government and politics, as we know that's heavy. It says government structures and policies will be developed through genuine and inclusive co design, ensuring that they reflect the needs and aspirations of all citizens. Leveraging strengths across different communities and sectors, the government will focus on building capacity for effective governance, ensuring that decision making is participatory and representative of the diverse voices within society. Hmm. That's what they're talking about. The law enforcement and the justice system. The justice system and law enforcement will operate on a whole system approach, emphasizing genuine partnerships with communities to co design practices that are fair, transparent, and accountable. Banking and finance. The banking and finance sector would emphasize genuine and inclusive co design with communities to create financial products and services that meet the needs, leveraging the economic strengths of communities and building financial literacy and capacity would be central. You see, one of the words that it keeps saying co design. Co design. It wouldn't be designed by those who want to stay in power, it would be designed by those who incorporate the collaborative power. You understand? There's a difference. Let me tell you the next one: urban housing and urban development. Excuse me. Urban planning and housing policies would be developed through genuine and inclusive co design, ensuring that communities are actively involved in shaping their environments. By leveraging community strength and adopting a whole system approach, urban development could ensure sustainable, safe, and inclusive neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying? This is what AI said. This is not me. This is what AI said about the future of an all black community. Science and technology. The fields of science and technology would prioritize genuine and inclusive co design, leveraging the diverse perspectives and strengths of a community to drive innovation by building capacity and ensuring that research and technological developments are intersectional, and safe. You see what I'm saying? AI knows a little bit more about than we do about ourselves. And I don't know how many people of us are in the development of AI, but that's where the future's going. So when the question was asked, do I think we could be successful as a black community or a black country or a black nation? We have already been successful. We just allowed our victim mentality to throw us into the victim mentality. We've allowed our victim thoughts to throw us into the victim mentality. Somebody always is talking about me. Somebody's always picking on me. Somebody don't like me because of the way I look. You don't like yourself the way you look. Again, nobody told you to get up and look that way. When you get up in the morning, you have an option. You have an option to go into the bathroom and present yourself to the world presentable. Now, however that may look, that's how you're going to be perceived because perception is the other person's reality. And I know everybody says, I don't care what people think about me. You wouldn't be in this world if you didn't think what people thought about you. You wouldn't do the things that you did if you didn't think people did if you didn't think what people thought about you. Every single person on this earth thinks about what other people think about them, right? So the next time you look in the mirror and you say, I can't, you know what you got to say after that? I can't allow the narrative to determine my future and my outcomes. You are in control of your outcomes. I told you in the beginning, you only have no choice in two things: the day of your birth and who birthed you, and the day of your death. Everything else is your choice. So, with that being said, all I do is ask the questions. And that's what we do on House Calls with your man, Dr. Rory T. Edwards. We provide answers and we provide a narrative that everybody else may think but is afraid to talk about. Why would I be afraid to talk about what is real? And we know that the Stop Woke Act around this country in 44 states that are entertaining, 44 states are entertaining to relieve and that information from the school curriculum is just a method of taking away your importance again. And you walking around here being a victim, saying, nobody cares about me. You know when somebody's going to start to care about you? When you start to care about yourself. So, with that being said, I say until we speak again next week, we're going to end it with something really powerful, something controversial, and something hopefully that will generate and summons up your spirit so that when you look in the mirror or if you're feeling down and you go on your social media and you tell somebody to pray for you because you're not doing well, understand that everybody who's praying for you, may not be praying for you. Now, if you don't understand it, I'm going to say it again. Everybody you ask to pray for you may not be praying for you. It may be praying for your demise. You understand? But I know one thing, that when you summons up your greatness from the all, from the universe, it will definitely return back tenfold. So it's a difference. Summons up your greatness. Stop walking around in the victim role and take on the role of being a victor. All right? That's what I'm speaking. That's what I'm preaching today. Not preaching, I'm teaching today. And this is your man. I'm gonna go out on this note. This is your man, Dr. Rory T. Edwards with House Calls. And today, my question was, if a black country happen, could we be successful? And my answer is a resounding and profound yes, it could be. Think about it. The future's yours if you choose to become a victor instead of a victim. I want to say peace, blessings, and I hope you have an amazing day and the rest of the week. All right, until we speak again, Ashe.